Catholic Church, the Vatican decrees that yoga and Harry Potter lead to demonic possession. The Vatican's top exorcist claims that satanic yoga and the Harry Potter series are responsible for a massive worldwide surge in demonic possession in young people. Father Cesar Trucchi warns that the Catholic Church has witnessed a dramatic increase in demonic possession around the world in recent years, and they are pointing the finger of blame squarely at J.K. Rowling, fantasy novels, and the practice of yoga. Professor Giuseppe Ferrari recently attended a meeting in Rome where Catholic clergy discussed plans to tackle the supposed demonic possession crisis, and said the Vatican has condemned books and movies that glorify wizards and activities such as yoga that summon satanic spirits. The Vatican also decrees that watching popular TV programs like True Blood and The Vampire Diaries that contain demonic characters portrayed as beautiful, charismatic human beings may tempt young people into dabbling with the occult. And if these impressionable young people later take up the practice of yoga, then all hell will break loose, and then their demonic entities will enter their bodies, giving them unearthly strength, according to Father Cesar. Speaking to The Independent, Father Cesar says he has seen many an individual, quote, speaking in tongues and exhibiting unearthly strength, end quote, after becoming addicted to the practice of yoga, two attributes that his religion says indicate the possibility of evil spirits inhabiting a person's body. Quote, there are those who try to turn people into vampires and make them drink other people's blood or encourage them to have special sexual relations to obtain special powers, end quote. This is what was stated by Professor Ferrari at the meeting. Quote, these groups are attracted by the so-called beautiful young vampires that we've seen so much of in recent years, end quote. Is yoga satanic or merely the practice of honing the body and mind? The Independent reports, at its roots, yoga is said to have originated from the ancient worship of Hindu gods, with the various poses representing unique forms of paying homage to these entities. From this, other religions such as the Catholicism and Christianity have concluded that the practice is out of sync with their own and that it may result in demonic possessions entering the person's body. Others contend that yoga practice is really more focused on advancing stretching moves and physical exercises, and that it can bring about healing and improved well-being, such as improved core strength, better circulation, and reduced stress. The intent of the person doing yoga rather than yoga itself, in other words, is what defines the extent of how the practice influences a person's being and soul. But Father Trucchi sees yoga as being satanic, claiming that, quote, it leads to evil just like reading Harry Potter, end quote. And in order to deal with the consequences of this, his religion has had to bring on an additional 6 exorcists, bringing the total number to 12, just to deal with what he says is a 100% rise in the number of requests for exorcisms over the past 15 years. Quote, the ministry of performing an exorcism is little known among priests, end quote. This is what Father Trucchi said to The Independent. And he added, it's like training to be a journalist without knowing how to do an interview, end quote. At the same time, Father Amorth admits that the Roman Catholic Church's notoriety for all kinds of perverted sex scandals is also indicative of demonic activity. He states that it represents proof that the devil is at work inside the Vatican. Quote, there's homosexual marriage, homosexual adoption, IVF, in vitro fertilization, and a host of other things, end quote, added Monsignor Luigi Negri, the Archbishop of Ferrara Comacchio, about what he says is evidence of the existential evil in society. Quote, there's a glamorous appearance of the negation of man as defined by the Bible, end quote. This is by Baxter Dimitri on your Newswire.